two organisations are planning to take the government to court over what they see as examples of the Chumocracy, the idea that Tory friends and donors are given jobs without any proper vetting procedure. The not-for-profit Good Law Project and the UK's leading race equality think tank, the Runnymede Trust, say Boris Johnson and Matt Hancock acted unlawfully when they hired in particular 3 individuals to senior positions without a proper interviewing and vetting process. The two organisations suggest those identified and then appointed were installed in part because of their Tory party connections. Dido Harding and Kate Bingham are both married to Conservative MPs, while Mike Coupe is a former chief executive of Sainsbury's and was a colleague of Harding's when they both worked at the supermarket chain. In regards to Dido Harding, who was put there by Matt Hancock back in May to lead the Test and Trace programme, the claimants say, and I quote, "Her experience was not such that it was obvious without the selection process that she was uniquely qualified for the role." Matt Hancock and Harding already knew each other. They have connections via horse racing of all things. Harding was appointed again in September to lead the National Institute for Health Protection, once again without open competition or the role actually being advertised. The organisations suggesting corruption then talk about Kate Bingham. She has worked in venture capital and therapeutics and went to school with Boris Johnson's sister Rachel. The claimants say, and I quote, "She has no experience of public health administration and no expertise in immunology." Kate Bingham's husband, Jesse Norman, is a Tory minister. You know what else is interesting about him? He went to the same school as Boris Johnson, Eton. Finally, we get to Mike Coupe, which sounds like a joke name. His appointment, according to the claimants, is that Mr. Coupe's most significant professional experience is that of former CEO of Sainsbury's. He has no actual experience in public administration or any in the health sector itself. What is his connection to the Tory party again, you're probably asking? Well, he's a former colleague and friend of Dido Harding. They both work together in the supermarket chain. On the one hand, you have the government attempting to instruct the public on how to fight the pandemic, continually saying that they are following the science and listening to experts. But on the other hand, you have Boris Johnson and his government putting chums in high places, not due to their actual ability, but because of their connections to the party or personal connections they have to Boris Johnson or Matt Hancock. The ability of government to fight this pandemic is undermined by corruption, and this is rife within the Conservative Party. The fact that Boris Johnson has an 80-seat majority has protected him from any proper scrutiny. People are suffering and dying because of both incompetence at the top and corruption linked to business as usual. I've talked before about how corruption is bad for society. This is a perfect example of it. It's actually costing lives. You have people who have no business being in senior levels of government put in charge of critically important aspects of the fight against the pandemic. I will finish with this quote from Dave Penman, who is the head of the Civil Servants Union. He said, and I quote, "Ensuring civil servants are recruited on merit is not only a legal obligation on the government. It is critical in ensuring the effectiveness of public services and protects the civil service from cronyism and corruption. It ensures that from local job centres to ministerial private offices, civil servants are recruited for what they can do, not who they know or what they believe." Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.